President Biden gave a strong speech about the importance of strengthening alliances, building alliances and working more closely with partners. That's a message I welcome. He also stressed the importance of strengthening NATO to make sure that we are adapting, responding to a changing security environment, to many new threats and challenges, to a shifting global balance of power, and that's exactly what we do. I fully understand France's disappointment. At the same time, NATO allies agree on the big picture, on the most important challenges, and that is that we have to stand together in NATO, North America and Europe together in NATO, to address all our common challenges, including a shifting global balance of power. We agreed at the summit just this summer to step up our cooperation with the Asia-Pacific partners. That includes Australia, but also countries like Japan, South Korea and New Zealand. So that is the message from NATO, that we need to work more with Asia-Pacific partners. So I'm confident that those NATO allies involved, United Kingdom, France, United States, will find a way forward and to not make this disagreement create lasting problems for the alliance, because we all see the need for allies to stand together and to continue to modernize and adapt NATO. And in a more dangerous, in a more unpredictable world, we need strong international institutions like NATO even more, and that's exactly why we are strengthening and modernizing our alliance. But most importantly, this is about politics. Any attempt to weaken the transatlantic bond between Europe and North America will not only weaken NATO, it will divide Europe. So we need to stand together, Europe and North America, in NATO, and as long as we do that, we are all safe. What happens in Afghanistan now is a tragedy for the Afghan people, and it's heartbreaking for all of us who have supported the country for so many years. When we made the decision to end our military presence there, we knew it was a hard decision and a difficult decision, and a decision that entailed risks for Taliban to come back. At the same time, the alternative to stay in an open-ended military mission in Afghanistan also entailed risks for more violence, more casualties, also civilian casualties, and also the risk of us being forced to increase the number of troops in Afghanistan. We need to ask some hard questions and to have a thorough lessons learned process, and I have initiated that at NATO. There is also a lesson learned for the whole international community. NATO was there, but so was the UN, EU, many individual countries, making a huge effort over 20 years. And we all have to learn some lessons why Taliban is back and why it ended in Afghanistan as it ended. So we have seen a new US administration which is engaging more with NATO allies, but also with allies around the world, including in the Asia-Pacific. President Biden came to the NATO summit in June, and there we agreed a very ambitious, forward-looking program for how to continue to adapt our alliance, on how to strengthen our collective defense, cyber, technology, but also, for instance, making climate change an important part of the NATO agenda, because climate change fuels conflict, so it matters for our security.